Alright guys, hello and welcome to another episode of Picks and Predictions. It's a very lovely Sunday morning here in Belgrade, April the 2nd, and I feel really good to be honest, and I feel especially good about the RMRs that are coming up. This video is dedicated to RMR's Picks and Predictions. We are going to be doing the Group A, Group B, and the North American region that had like a couple of surprises lately. And on top of that, you probably saw that we launched our project Justatip with the premium picks and everything. So make sure you go ahead there and subscribe if you like winning picks and everything that comes with it. If you like making money in general. And before we start, like I said, I'm going to explain the concept today about these videos, and we're going to be talking about the first matchups that we have. They're obviously determined, and we're going to be talking about some odds and who's going to win and lose. We're going to go over all the predictions that we're going to have, which 8 teams are going to make it to the major in Paris, the big one, the last one of CSGO, and it's going to be super interesting. We're going to make a lot of money. And I think we can get started right now. If we can turn this on and see what's happening there. Right now, let's start from the beginning and then we can go immediately after into the odds and everything else. So we have the Group A. Yes, RMR Group A. We have some of the big teams here. It's FaZe, Navi, VP. Even Mouse is playing a little bit better. And then we have like a list of these tier 2 names that can be, very dangerous, especially in these events. We know the CIS teams, they always tend to, play well in this time. Teams like Gamer Legion, Steel Sprouts, they got into the Legend stage last major in Rio, and Fnatic obviously is there, which is a top 8 team from the previous major. And we have the matchups for the first round. Let's get straight into the odds right here from 1xBet. By the way, 1xBet is an official partner of this channel and this show, so make sure if you go there and register, just use the code 1x Kassad or Kassad1x, and you will be able to get up to 130 euro bonus directly from me. It's a pretty decent platform. You'll see right now they offer pretty decent odds, and just like I said, if you go there, make sure you use code 1x Kassad or Kassad1x and you get some bonus. Anyway, match number 1, Mouse against Bait. Now we see that Mouse is at 127. For me, that's something I don't like. The odds are too small in a best of 1 team like Bait. Bait is super dangerous team online, very respected in the community, like between the lines. People don't talk about it that much in public, but I know the players and some teams they're respecting this team quite a bit, especially in the tier 2 scene, and they can do some damage on this qualifier. I don't know if it's gonna be against Mouse, but definitely, they can be a surprise package of this RMR Group A. If you go into the odds, it's 127, something that I don't like at all. I think the Mouse should be favored definitely, but not by this margin. It should be like 140, 145. So I'm gonna go into the offer right now, and because it's a best of 1, simply I don't like it simply because if it's a best of 3, then yeah, definitely, but for a best of 1 it's quite different. I think the handicap plus 6.5, which offers 161, is a pretty decent one, which means that if you bet on this one, then Bait cannot lose more than 16-10, which is pretty ridiculous in my opinion. So I don't think it's going to be 69 or 16-8 or bigger score than that. I think that Bait needs to go into double digits if you want to go with this route, and I think they will. It offers a solid 161. That's something that I would definitely take. Let's go back to the second game now. VP against SAW. VP is a team that's a current major champion. We know how they won in Rio. They are playing with a little bit of a problematic form right now. They're dealing with some problems. They didn't change any lineup. Everything is fine since the new year started, but they haven't had results that they're expecting. They're the major champs after all. On the other side, you have SAW is a team that can deal some damage, but I don't see them qualifying here. I think the odds are pretty good on VP. I don't think they are gonna be dropping this one, especially in the best one. They're pretty good on those. We know that their style is pretty suffocating. They tend to save a lot. They tend to play super slow. They tend to gamble a lot when they're in a 4v5 or 4v4. And I do think the odds are set quite decent here. And if you go into the a little bit into the handicap area. I think number one minus 2.5 offers 145. I wouldn't take that. If you want to go something quite aggressive, you can go minus 4.5, which offers almost 190. I think I'm gonna go straight for the win right there. I think the VP guys are gonna, they're representing VP again after all this time, and because of the situation that we have on in Ukraine and the awful war that's going on right now. It's actually still going on, but we all hope that that gets resolved. Anyway, these players are allowed to play. They're allowed to play for the VP, and it's a good to see those colors back again. And I do think they're going to win. I mean, I don't think there is going to be much of a fight from Saw there. And this is a pretty good odd to take. Fnatic were against Viperio. Now, Fnatic is a team that's a top 8 from the last major. They qualified into this champion stage right now. Obviously, they have to go to the RMRs again. As we know, the system is working like that, and this is obviously the last CSGO major. Fnatic as an organization, they really want to be there. I expect them to be hyped and pumped coming into this qualifier. I expect them to make it. That's 100% for me. Now, in this game against Viperio, I think Fnatic is going to win this one. The odds are set pretty fair. I think 115 is a decent one right now. I don't know what to expect from Team Viperio, because they qualified obviously to the open qualifiers, and I don't think they can do any kind of crazy damage. I think I see other teams with the potential upsets, but not Viperio. I think this is a straight up win for Fnatic. Now, if you go into this area where you can pick the handicaps and everything else, minus 5.5 is something that I would definitely take, or minus 4.5, which means that they have to win 16-11 or more, and that's pretty fair for my taste. For those people who actually don't like it, they can just skip it. That's fine too. I'll still think about it. And before I go into it, now the next game is Navi against Into the Breach. This is a straight up victory for Navi. I don't think there is much chance for Into the Breach to make any kind of upset here. The odds are even better than I expected. I expected something like 105 for Navi, because they're much stronger. They played the semis of Pro League. They played really well, better than they did for a very long time. I don't know if it's going to transfer into the RMR and the major. I hope it should, because we have Simple Electronic and all these players who deserve to be in the spotlight, because they're so good. Navi is probably 100% going to win this one. I'm probably going to take it in some Akka or some something like a pyramid challenge that I'm going to be talking about. On my Twitter, you're going to be seeing that recently, but definitely Navi is going to win this one. Now we get to the interesting games, the very interesting games. So the first round, there's the 4 of them, and the first one is Bad News Eagles against One Win. Now, Bad News Eagles are a team that's known for playing their best game on the RMRs and on the majors. They qualified 2 times in a row. Yes, last year in Rio, they eliminated FaZe in that 0-2 game in a best of 3 as well. They seem to be playing very well. They get like this extra gear, that comes to them in this RMR, in these major events. Recently they have not been playing the greatest CS. They did lose in that final of that one event, tier 2 event, against Eternal Fire, who was playing also good. But overall, with the new coach, Devilwalk, who I like a lot, I think that they are going to win this one. The odds are pretty decent. It's 195 right here. And it offers, that's almost doubling your money. Now, if you want to go something very conservative, if you're looking for a 1.5 odd, 1.6, you can go with the handicap plus 3.5 or 2.5. That means that they can even lose with 2 or 3 point difference, which is 16-13, 16-14, and then you can still win your money. So I do see them as winners, as we need to go directly to esports here. Let's see what it is. Okay. And we are back. So, I do believe that Bad News Eagles is going to win this. One win, I don't know. This is the reason why these odds are so high, because the CIS team's 1 win is also super dangerous in a best of 1. Last time they beat G2, handing them that 1 out of 3 defeats that make them not qualify for Rio. And They are also good on these events, but I do believe that Bad News Eagles are much stronger. Now another one, and this is one I like personally, and because of like my own reasons, and simply because Sprout is acquired Ezer. Ezer is a former player of mine, and I'm glad that he's back finally into this playing seat and being able to lead this team and maybe qualify for the major. Now they're facing Falcons, and Falcons with Kenny S. I don't know what to think about this team. The thing is, like, Kenny has been out of the game for such a long time. I don't think he can really match the firepower of these kids from Sprout. And I mean, it would take a little bit more time for him to get back. And I don't think he had enough time to come back into the form. The odds are set pretty cool right now. 203 for Sprout to win against Falcons. I do think Sprout is going to win simply because they are, individually better and they have like much younger talents, and I do think they're going to be ready for this one. I'm not sure they could qualify. I have a personal bet with Duncan about Falcons. We decided on a wager of 200 USD to if Falcons are going to qualify or not. My wager is on them not qualifying. He believes they will, and that's a kind of personal bet of ours. But definitely Sprout for me. I'm going to pick them on this one, and I think they're going to win. The second to last game in the first matchup of that European RMR A group is Apex against Gamergen. Again, one of my former players, Jacob, still going hard, still playing very well right now. The problem is they're facing Gamer Legion. Now, Gamer Legion is one of the teams that I believe it will qualify for the major. Now, in this particular matchup, I think Gamer Legion has the advantage simply because they're better in a best of one. I know the mentality of some of the players in the Apex are gonna be a little bit different simply because it's a best of one. It's a little bit more pressure than usual. The odds are set pretty good. I don't think the Gamer Legion is super high favorite right now. Despite the odds, it should be around 165, 170 for them. 188 is something I would definitely take, and I will definitely take against Apex in this best of one. Because simply I don't trust Apex as a team right now, especially on LAN. So that would be the bet for me. Gamer Legion, definitely, I think that's going to win. And the last one, and the one that I like the most, is FaZe against OG. The odds are set on FaZe at 133. Now, FaZe is a team that just won Grand Slam. They don't want to embarrass themselves again for the major. They will look to qualify easily. Last time they qualified the first. Yes, they had a lot of overtime games and they had to make some comebacks, but they did qualify first for Rio. Now I think they're going to do the same here. And the first opponent is OG that has a lot of problems. Dexter didn't play in the qualifier for Dallas or in the showdown for Blast. He was ill. I don't know if they practiced or not. But whatever happens, I think they are in a much tougher spot than the odds suggest. The odds should be 120, 115 for FaZe, but 133 is something that you have to take. Even though it's a best of one, I know that some people are skeptical about that, but I would take this one as a single for maybe even a couple of units, and I do think that they're gonna win this. And obviously we have only one set of games here simply because we don't have the matchups for the second round, but we are going to go into this website that everybody likes where we predict all the winners and all the matchups, and we get to see, in our opinion, who is going to make the major from this group A in the RMRs. Now we have obviously VP against Saw. VP is going to be the winner there. Mouse, we picked Mouse. Fnatic is the next one. Obviously, we have Navi and Bad News Eagles, Sprout, FaZe, and Gamer Legion, which puts us in round number 2. That will be Gamer Legion against Virtus Pro. Right there, I have to take Virtus Pro, and simply because they're so difficult to play against in this stupid playstyle they have, and it's going to be super hard for these kids from Gamer Legion to resist that, and to get a solution for that. So I think VP is going to be the 2 after day 1. FaZe Mouse, this is an interesting matchup. I don't know how this calculator got this one, but it's always 100% true. It should be an interesting game. If I see the odds above 1.5 for FaZe, I'm taking it. If not, I'm avoiding this game. But FaZe should take it. Fnatic Sprout. Fnatic might win that one, but I would give a Sprout decent chance depending on the odd. Navi, Bad News Eagles. Navi is somebody that I will definitely pick. Now, Apex against Saw is a game that I would probably avoid, but as I have to pick this one, I'm picking Apex. And OG against Bait, this is a straight up 50-50. I don't even know what to think on this one. Now, OG against Bait. Now, this is a straight up 50-50 game. There is a lot of value on betting on Bait here, but I'm not going to do this one. I'm going to be sticking to the very, conservative approach and go with OG, even though they are in a tough spot. I do believe they can handle team like Bait. And right now, we have Viperio against, I don't know who this is, but let's see this. Boom. Maybe we go to HLTV here. Yeah, that's Falcons against Viperio, and Falcons will take this one 100%, and they will have one win against Into the Breach, which will probably result in a victory for one win in a best of one. So this first 2 rounds are set up relatively correct, and then we have FaZe Navi. Now this is a matchup in 2-0 that it's always fire. FaZe and Navi, whenever they meet, we have a great game. We have 3 maps, and the current form right now for FaZe is much better than Navi, and I'm going to pick them to actually win this one. The second game on 2-0 will be against VP and Fnatic. Now, VP and Fnatic, the team that's... They played multiple times in Katowice, and Fnatic has their number. They know how to play, and the form for Virtus Pro is much weaker than I do believe it's much weaker than there was before, especially on the major. Fnatic is playing relatively the same, so I'm gonna go with them to actually win this game and qualify together with FaZe for the major. Now we have Bad News Eagles against Falcons. I like Bad News Eagles here individually much better with the buff on the RMR they usually get. I'm taking them. We have Sprout against one win. I have to pick one win in this one simply because the CS style and CS teams, they always get this like extra gear when they're playing, these RMRs, and Sprout has been a team that's struggling in the past, but they can still make it. But one win is a little bit in a better spot right now. I don't know if they're gonna make it all the way into the major, but this matchup, if it happens, it should go in one win's way. Gamer Legion against OG. This is a 50-50 game for me, and I do believe that Gamer Legion might win this one simply because they are also playing well on the RMRs. We remember the Rio last year, and I do believe they're not really scared. They're not going to feel the pressure of it. They welcome this type of games, and it's a best of one. If it's a best of 3, I would go with OG probably, but right now Gamer Legion would be the pick for me. Mouse against Apex. Definitely Mouse. Like I said, in a best of 1, not even a best of 3 against the stronger teams, I don't believe in Apex whatsoever. I do have to go with Mouse on this one. They will take care of business and qualify for the round 4 with a score 2-1. And then we have Into the Breach against Bait. I do believe that, Into the Breach on LAN can really deliver the same results I can do online. So I'm taking Bait on this one to save their, soul and go into the round 4 and maybe potentially qualify for the major. The last game is Viperio against Saw. Now, I didn't see much of Viperio. I do think they're okay, but nothing too special. Saw has more experience, way more experience in these kind of games, especially in a best of 3, so I'm taking them to win that. Round number 4, we already have FaZe and Fnatic qualified. It'll be VP against one win, and this is a game that I'm going with VP. This is where they qualify against the fellow CIS teams. They know how to play against these teams. They rarely lose, and they're going to take this one. So we are picking them. Mouse against Bad News Eagles. That's a best of 3, and I do think Mouse is going to overcome that in a fashion. It's going to be all in 3 maps. I do believe that BNE is not going to lose that easy to them, but overall the experience they have from last year and all these games they played might take them right now to the major after round number 4. Navi against Gamer Legion. That's a game that shouldn't be that interesting. Yes, Gamer Legion beat G2 last time, but Navi is a different beast. I don't think Sipel has any issue, you know, playing against these teams and delivering massive damage. So Navi to go all the way and probably to qualify after round number 4. And then we have Sprout against So. Now this is a team that Sprout. This is a game that I don't really know what would I pick. I do want Sprout to win personally, and I'm gonna pick them just because of that. But this game is straight up 50-50. It can go either way, and I do believe that Sprout would be able to win this one and get a decent chance to actually, you know, qualify for the major. Falcons against OG, definitely OG. I don't trust the Falcons team. I even gave them this one win in the first round, but I don't think they're gonna be able to replicate after that anything. So I'm gonna pick OG there. Yeah, it's already there. It's locked in. And then we have Apex against Bait. This is where Apex goes home, and I'm picking Bait right here to go there because they're much stronger individually. So we have round number 5, the very final round of this qualifier. The teams that are, you know, going through will be FaZe, Fnatic, VP, Mouse, Navi. The teams that are going to be eliminated: Apex, Falcons, So Bad News, Into the Breach, and Viperio. Now we have a Bad News Eagles against Bait, and this is the matchup that I think will take Bad News Eagles into the major because, like I said, much more experience in this type of 2-2 games, in these high pressure games, these high pressure major games that they used to play. I think they're going to take this one, and if it happens, I'm probably going to bet on them because the odds are going to be good. The second game, the second decider, is Gamer Legion against One Win. Again, I'm going with Gamer Legion simply because, like I said, I like the way they play. I like the way they played in the last major. I didn't see them much after that. A little bit, but they seem to be playing, you know, all these teams. That's a very strange phenomenon that all these teams, when they go into the major, they kind of, you know, play a little bit different, play a little less scared, which is super surprising, but nevertheless, it's happening. I think they're going to win this against One Win. OG against Sprout. This is where I pick OG. They're going to make it to the major, but they're not going to do anything. They're going to be super slow and weak there, but they're much stronger than Sprout, I believe, and they have a decent chance. The odds should be around 1.5 on this game, 1.6 maybe, depending on the previous results and the things that are happening. But I do believe that OG is going to make this one, and they're going to make the major. So that covers up pretty much the RMR Group A for the Paris Major in 2023, which is happening in a month from now, month and a half. We have all the 8 teams that qualified, and actually we have the 8 teams that qualified would be Fnatic, FaZe, Navi, VP, Mouse, Gamer Legion, Bad News Eagles, and OG. Teams that are going to be going into that last chance qualifier would be Bait, Sprout, and One Win, with the rest of the teams eliminated from the competition. So guys, if you like this content, before we go, if you like this content, just make sure you like and subscribe. We're going to be doing a lot of these things. I hope you enjoyed it, and we're going to be going and switching into the next video. There will be around the Group B, where iNation is playing, my favorite team, favorite Serbian team, and you know, we're going to be talking about that. So I'll catch you very soon. Yeah.